Hello, folks. This is DomTube. Today, I want to go over some news and rumors that have come out this week in regards to college football. And my new segment that I want to introduce is called Fourth and Ballgame. It's going to be coming out every Friday. It's going to be kind of like a fast pitch um, news segment. Yesterday, the SEC commissioner has announced they are likely going to do away with divisions and have no pod system, as it was rumored when Texas and Oklahoma was going to join the SEC. Starting when Texas and Oklahoma joins the SEC, which right now is going to be scheduled for 2025. And to be honest, I think this is a great move for the SEC, as it's going to allow the top two teams in the SEC to play each other for the SEC title. Another story I want to get to is the rumored candidates being mentioned for the job at Auburn. Right now, the names that are generating the most buzz is Lane Kiffin and Dabo Swinney. Now, I'm going to say Dabo is not going to leave Clemson. I'm not getting why Dabo is getting all this media buzz. He's just signed a 10-year extension worth $115 million, or if you want to break it down, it's $11.5 million a year. For Auburn to be able to convince Dabo to leave Clemson, they're going to have to pay him at least $15-20 million a year to come to Auburn. And I just don't see Auburn doing that after buying out Gus Malzahn and now Brian Harsin. I just don't see that happening. So I just see Dabo staying at Clemson. And to be fair, he deserves the money. He's got 2 national titles on his resume, so it makes sense to pay him that much money. He's been there and done it. As far as Lane Kiffin right now, he's head coach at Ole Miss. While Lane Kiffin has had a history of bolting to greener pastures, i.e. going from Tennessee to USC, it just ended up failing for him. I just don't see Kiffin leaving one SEC West team for another SEC West team. It just doesn't make sense. Now, that hasn't stopped Ole Miss from offering Lane Kiffin an extension and a pay raise. The rumor offer is that Lane Kiffin's going to be making $9 million a year if he accepts the offer. Right now, he's making $7 million. So, I just don't see Lane Kiffin going from Ole Miss to Auburn. Could it happen? Yes, it can. But is it likely going to happen? Probably not. Now, another story I want to get to is the University of Charlotte hired its new coach after they fired Will Healy after going 1-6, 1-7, one of those numbers, and they fired him. So their new coach is Biff Poggi. He comes from Michigan as an associate coach, and he has a lot of networking opportunities from him coaching in high school for 13 years. It's not the most flashiest hire. You're not going to be able to get a Lane Kiffin or anybody to come to the University of Charlotte. But it's going to provide him a veteran presence, and it's going to provide him stability as Charlotte transitions and moves from Conference USA right now to the American next year. So we're going to go to another story that I've been watching with the college playoff. The playoff is, everybody knows the playoff is going to expand to 12 teams starting in 2026. However, there's an internal push from the conferences and all that to expand the playoff as soon as 2024. The New Year's Six Bowls have separate grant of rights agreements with ESPN and the Fiesta. So far, the Fiesta, Peach, Orange, Cotton, and Sugar Bowl have agreed to start doing the new playoff format in 2024 if it push comes to shove. The only bowl that has not agreed to it is the Rose Bowl. The main reason they have not agreed to it is they want the guaranteed time slot they've had for decades with the New Year's Day at 5 o'clock Eastern time slot. Due to having a tournament of roses prior to the game, and they want to keep the tradition alive. It's been going on for over 100 years. And I can feel for them, but at the same time, you gotta adapt and change with the times as well. So I'm kind of impartial to it. As far as the latest news I've seen on this is that the Rose Bowl is willing to start doing the expanded playoff in 2024 and willing to drop the Big Ten versus Pac-12 matchup every year that's been going on for decades. If they are guaranteed the time slot, as I said, New Year's Day at 5 o'clock Eastern, they won't budge off of that. The only issue is that it doesn't line up to what the college playoff wants to do with the expanded playoff, because you have more teams in it, and then that means the playoff is going to run longer. And the way the format is that the first round is going to be played at the home stadium of the upper seed. Then the quarterfinals is going to be played at 4 of the 6 bowls. And then the semifinals is going to be played at the other 2 nearest 6 bowls, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. Nothing's confirmed yet because the format isn't here yet. It isn't the current format. But from what I've read in news articles is that they're going to want to start playing the first round at the 2nd to 3rd week of December, and then the quarterfinal the week after. So if they go with the 2nd week in December, it will force the quarterfinals to be at the 3rd week, right around Christmas, which it probably will create some scheduling conflicts, but we'll get to that bridge when we meet the bridge. And then the semifinals on New Year's weekend, and the championship the week after. But nothing's set in stone yet. So even the Pac-12 commissioner has thrown his support for the Rose Bowl, wanting to stand up for its tradition that has happened for over 100 years. So it's going to be one big mess. It's going to be having to be some bargaining with the Rose Bowl, and maybe the Rose Bowl may have to swallow its pride some. But that's going to be all for today. Like the video and subscribe to the channel, or else the receiver bobbles the game-winning catch away. I don't think nobody wants that. So let the receiver catch the ball by subscribing to my channel, or else he's going to bobble the game-winning catch. Anyways, until next time, I'm running.